Hello, friends of the planet and of good solutions. This is the second part of these impulses for a sustainable future. In the last video, we have seen that there are cars running on water, also motorbikes like this one from Manila, Stanley Meyer with his motor car. And the question is, how does it work? How a car can run with water, how a motorbike can run with water. And we will see it in the following slides. How does it work that these people can go with water? Yeah, so long distance. There must be an energy source for it. Yeah, that they can drive the car or the motorbike with water. Anyway, there are different ways for doing that, for going with water. One is to go by hydrogen. That was a guy from Uruguay. He converted the water to hydrogen, and then he used the hydrogen uh, for to feed the motor, for to run the motor. And there is a way to produce hydrogen in a very high efficient way, like we can see here on this electronic circuit. Some people from India, they investigated this hydrogen production, and they found out that if you make this very high frequency in this way, that it's 30 times more efficient. You get much more energy out, hydrogen energy, than if you do it only by DC current. Yeah, and there is a calculation for this one, and if you calculate it at the end, we will see we have an output is higher than the input. It makes 62.5 more at the output than it's at the input. That means there must be somehow coming energy to the system. Where it's coming from? Where is it coming from? We can look a short movie about this one. This is a process producing this
Beobachten
hydrogen.
Sie bitte den Füllstand.
Um, in this vessel, hydrogen is produced by this high frequency. You see the level is going up, and there is some smoke like dust coming out from here. The reality is that it's cold. This one is cold. That means it's an endothermic process, an endothermic process. During this production of the hydrogen, it takes energy from the ambience, from the temperature, and cools it down. Yeah, and that's one source of the energy. The other source is the electricity. But one source in here, it's cold steam. That's Mr. Murphy, Professor Murphy. Yeah, and he's very much ahead on working on this technology. That means in this case, when we're doing it in this way, we can cool down the ambience and you get the energy from the ambience temperature, which is good. Yeah, the world is too warm, so we have machines which are cooling down the ambience. That is very good. This is all described in this documentation. You can see very accurate how it has to be done. How we can produce hydrogen? There is many ways to produce hydrogen: chemical, catalytic, bacterial, hydrocarbons reforming, that's thermal, electrolytic, and electrolytic with high frequency. So nowadays we can produce hydrogen in a very different ways. It's a very good source for energy, hydrogen, because also we can store it. We have different technologies for storing the hydrogen: compressed gas hydrogen storage, liquid hydrogen storage, metal hydride storage, liquid hydrides. So we see maybe hydrogen is the energy of the future, the medium for to store the energy of the future. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's really very interesting. At least Japan is going this way. Here we have a HHO generator producing also HHO gas, which can go in the engine for propulsion, for to increase the performance and for using less gasoline. Yeah, There is a description how it has to be done, this HHO generator. There are different ways. I think you can do it also by yourself, or some people can do it by themselves to make this HHO generator, which reduces the gasoline and also less CO2 and so on. So it's also a good device in combination with an engine to increase the performance of the engine and wasting less precious resources like the oil and being more affordable. You pay less. But another way is water fog or water gas. Yeah, you can run an engine with water gas and gasoline mixed with some gasoline. Yeah, that's also what has been done by Miss Professor Murphy. Yeah, and with good results. He was running his machine with 450 kilometers long, and he take a very cheap, let's say, ultrasonic nebulizer or humidifier, which you can buy for €50 or $50 by Amazon or eBay. And here we described how you can modify a little bit your engine, and then you can have, let's say, up to 95% of water. Okay, I wouldn't start with that one, but also in this way, it's possible to reduce the quantity of the gasoline and increase the quantity of water as fog or as gas to the engine, and the performance is still good. Not only that, also the CO2, if you look here, this is water gas, a Volvo C30, and this is a Porsche Cayenne. The CO2 is very good, it's very good, 1.3, and here is 10.3, the Porsche Cayenne. Whereas the O2 here is more high, but that's not the problem. And the O2 here is low. Yeah. So this is also an easy way to modify an engine for have better environment results, but also better results for the money. It's more cheap. Here you see a nebulizer, which can be used to do this process. The fuel cell is a very useful device for converting hydrogen to electricity or electricity to hydrogen. It goes in both directions. It can go bidirectional. And if you produce hydrogen, you can directly generate your electricity for the engines in this fuel cell. Yeah, very useful, very good performance. But not only hydrogen, you can also use it for methanol, for butane, or for natural gas. There are specific types which could be used for other gas as well. Yeah, so maybe this fuel cell will be also used in the future for the engines to convert the hydrogen to electrical power. Here we can see in this one that the efficiency by these fuel cell cars seen here is the highest compared with internal combustion engine or with battery engine, battery electric vehicle. When you see the range is not very high, and then the battery is empty. You need to recharge it. But if you have hydrogen, you can go much longer range, like the combustion engine, but the efficiency is more high with hydrogen. There was a concept, water diesel. That means a mixture from water and diesel, and you need a emulsifier, yeah, to mix it. That you can mix it, water and diesel. Normally you cannot mix it, but if you put 5% emulsifier to it, then you can do it. And this bus, the motor was redesigned for to run with water and diesel with very good results. Less waste heat is produced. Nitrogen oxide emissions are reduced by 30%. The formation of diesel soot particles is reduced by 80%. The results in the consumption, the consumption was reduced by 15%. And it's still running. I think it's still running today. It was a long-term test by SEAT, by this bus, Citaru City Bus. It had been converted several buses, and it proved to be very successful in the test. And water diesel was more economical then to make expensive filters. But I don't know why it's not used in other buses and trucks. Why they cancel this concept, I don't know. It was working fine. It's still working until today, but at the end it's not used in general. Also in China there are some research work from this guy in China about water and diesel. Successful. Okay, now we have something very different. A kinetic power plant. What is a kinetic power plant? In here you see this is in water. You see like a paternoster. Yeah, this is going around, up and down, up and down. Yeah, and in these vessels, at the lowest point, there is an air pump, and it's removing the air from one of these containers. In this point, the air is removed by an air pump, and we know then this container is going up. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, it's going up, and it makes a rotation. Yeah, here it's filled with water, and here it's going up. Yeah, and now if you calculate it, if you build it and you test it, you will see you input 1.7 kilowatts for this pump, for this air pump, to remove the water. But what you get out is 12 kilowatts. 12 kilowatts. That makes a efficiency of 7 to 1. So you get more energy out than you put in. Can it work? Can it really work? Where the energy is coming from? It seems to be gravitation energy. It seems to be energy from the gravitation. We can look a movie. We can look a movie here. This is, it shows us the power which is coming out. So we see this device here, this is not the version with 8 kilowatts, it's less. Yeah, there's a generator in here. It's producing electrical power. And we see these bubbles in here from these units, which are empty in here. On the right side, it's by air. We see by air. On the left side, it's with water. So, and the lowest point, we are coming now to the lowest point. There is a small pump to remove the air. We see here always the air is removed. Yeah, the level goes down and now it goes up again. So somehow this device is working. And unfortunately, the company, they are selling this device, but they are only selling big units, very big units. That's a pity. That's a pity, yeah, that they don't sell 5 kilowatts. It starts with 100 kilowatts. But at least it's a good idea and it doesn't look too complicated, that maybe other people can also do it. Okay. This is a system from Russia, from Dr. Marukin. Dr. Marukin. He has developed a revolutionary energy system whose efficiency is unrivaled worldwide. Yeah, it says 1 megawatt. It makes with this device 1 megawatt. 1 megawatt. I have not so much references about that, but I know Mr. Adolf Schneider, he was with this guy, and you see that the system is working. But there is, I didn't find a homepage. At least the basic principle is coming from the hydraulic vidder. Maybe some people know this is a device. When the water is going from here to here, the hydraulic vidder is able to bring the water on a higher level, by a specific construction. And this principle is used in this hydraulic energy generator. Yeah, that he somehow is able to generate amazing energy. And maybe the source of this energy is maybe the free energy, but I don't know. A very different technology is the LENR technology, low energy nuclear reaction technology, or ECAT. Also, some people called it cold fusion. And this is a fusion of different material of nickel, hydrogen, into copper. Yeah, so it's possible in this device to make a change of the elements from nickel, hydrogen to copper, and it produces exothermic energy. That means 550 degrees steam, and this can be used. Yeah, but there is no radiation. There is no exhaust or there is no noise as well. And with this temperature, you can heat a house, you can generate electricity as well. It's also kind of free energy, but with a different source. We have a different source in here for the energy. And there was a presentation in Florida of this system, and it seems to work. It seems to work. This ECAT, this cold fusion, also quite interesting. You need temperature, high temperatures. And the ratio for the energy from the input to output is amazing. It's 57.21, 57 more energy out than you put in. So it's also very interesting. There's another generator, Gigator from Dr. Wolf Weber, STVG generator. It works with vacuum and with water, but don't ask me exactly how it works. Maybe it's also a secret how it works, but it works. It works, yeah. And I think at the end it's tapping the gravitational energy. It's tapping the gravitational energy. Yeah, for this device, it looks like that. And here we can see how it's running. Yeah, we can make there is also some noise of this engine. So it makes a lot of noise, yeah. Here's a generator. Here's some tubes where the air is going out, and maybe the other one is the air is going in. And these are already sold, these engines, in different configurations by 5 kilowatt or 15 kilowatt or other configurations. Although the over unity factor, that means the energy which is coming out compared with the energy which you're putting in, is 636%. So it's also a very interesting machine. There is an address where you can get more information. Neutrinos. What are neutrinos? Maybe the neutrinos are the photons which are coming all the time, day and night. Yeah, there was a Nobel Prize on 2015 for the neutrinos, and maybe they are the, let's say, the basis for the energy, for the free energy, the neutrinos. And we start to understand how they work, how we can tap these neutrinos, and they're everywhere. They go through the complete Earth, and there is a way to get LED right by a foil. You construct a foil, and directly from this foil you can get the energy out to show that it's maybe from neutrino, or maybe it's thermal energy, or maybe it's both. But at least I've seen that it's working. It's working. He makes a design for this foil, and there is, in this patent, is described how it has to be done. All in all, you can say 1 cubic meter of this foil generates 5 kilowatt. So I think it's quite interesting if you make 1 cubic meter of this foil, which is, the layers are aluminium, graphene, silicium, aluminium, graphene, silicium. It's described very, very, very accurate in this patent how the layers have to be done. And it's also able for do it yourself. It's also possible to maybe to make it by yourself. Very interesting, and it's working. I've seen it, and maybe that's a proof that we have the neutrino energy everywhere, and we can tap it in an easy way, a very easy way. Okay, this is not a machine which produces over unity, but it's a good machine. It's a Stirling motor. It's already a little bit older, the Stirling motor, and he has very interesting features because it can also run with lower temperature like solar. You can get this engine running. I show you a short film about that, how easy it is built. You can see water from timber in here. If you go to 20, yeah, it goes quite fast. You can connect the generator to it, and you can supply, you can feed this motor with timber, with rubbish, with everything, also with solar, thermal energy, to get a machine run. And the construction is very simple, so people can do it. People can do it. This machine by themselves. The Stirling motor, it had been used 100 years ago in for many purposes, but we forget about it. But I think it's a good machine. There was also one car, the Chevrolet Celebre, had a Stirling engine, 190/86, not so long ago, and the fuel economy was improved by 45%, and the emissions were greatly reduced. Acceleration, power response, was equivalent to a standard combustion engine. A catalytic converter, a muffler, a frequent oil change are not required. Why they stop it? If it's running so well, why they stop this machine? This Chevrolet Celebrity? I don't know. Okay, here's some more special engines which are not so, which are brilliant from the idea. We see this delta motor. It's there are two combustion chambers here and here, and all is based on hydraulic oil. There is no gearbox. There is an oil flow in here in the middle. The oil is flowing, and it's a very simple engine, very good motor, but somehow the car industry was not interested on these concepts. I think it's fine, it's good, but unfortunately there was no success. Then we have this is an electric motor, the Keppe motor. I want to show you a short film, but the Keppe motor also very interesting for small devices like a fan and so on, like small machines. There's a short presentation about it. Let's make it more loud.
Enough of that. Let's talk solutions. The Keppe motor is a resonant current motor, and it's the product of a new physics called magnetonics, developed by a renowned scientist named Norberto Keppe. What Keppe has done is disinvert Einstein, whose theory really limited our technological possibilities, by suggesting that energy only comes from matter. Keppe proposes that matter is actually equal to resonant energy inside time and space. Well, when the idealistic engineers at Keppe Motor grasped the magnitude of that, they innovated a whole new approach to motor design.
Okay, it seems to be really a new approach for motor design, and this works as motor and generator at the same time. Yeah, very efficient and very interesting. I don't know how much it is used. It's coming from Brazil. To be honest, I love energies like solar and like free energy, but if countries want to go by nuclear power plants, the dual fluid nuclear reactor is the better choice, is the best choice, or is a good choice, yeah, because it has outstanding safety properties, extremely low costs, ability to destroy plutonium, or spent fuel rods from light void reactor in short periods of time. That means you can use the waste of other reactors in this dual fluid nuclear reactor and use him as to get it run. And the remaining waste is only 300 years compared to 2 million if you have uranium. So it's a better choice. The dual fluid nuclear reactor, new design, a new construction, which is really brilliant. The other one is a thorium-based nuclear reactor, and the thorium-based is a better material like uranium because we have much greater abundance of thorium in the Earth. It has superior physical and nuclear fuel properties, reduced nuclear waste production, and the lack of easy weaponization potential. Yeah, it's cannot easy use it for weapons. Maybe that's a reason why some people don't like it. I don't know. Okay, the solar distiller, very shortly, to produce sweet water from salt water. Not only that, you can also produce distilled water from sweet water, but what is interesting, it's a PV assisted electrodialysis. PV assisted electrodialysis. That means in this way, by electricity, you can make from seawater, from the ocean, fresh water, being used for drinking, for irrigation. So if you have a lot of energy, in this way, for example, or also maybe in this way, it's possible to make water and to reduce the water problem in the world. Yeah, it's a matter of the energy, as I told in the beginning. Here you can see there are different desalination processes existing. Yeah, we know the reverse osmosis, And this one, electrodialysis, sounds very well, sounds very good. There's also the multi-stage flash evaporation, etc., etc. There are different ways for producing good water from seawater and to get rid of the problem of water, but all is based on energy, so energy is crucial to have cheap and good energy. This is a way to get potable water direct from the ambient. In here, it's in Namibia, in the, let's say, in the desert. Potable water, let's say from 1 square meter, you can get 3 liters a day. That means it's enough for drinking for a family, but it's not enough for irrigation. But it's a good water. So wherever you are and where there is some humidity in the air, it's possible with this textile, 3D textile, to get the water directly out from the air. Very interesting. Okay, let's come to an end now. I want to say with this that we have to come to a circular system. There is no waste in the nature. Yeah. And also the excrement, the human excrement and the animal excrement are a precious fertilizer. Yeah. If managed properly. Yeah. It's stupid to get rid of all this. We can use it as a good fertilizer. We can see this is soil made from the excrements of human. Yeah. If you treat it properly, it's a good soil. And at the end, you have an autonomous house. If you do all this, what I showed previously, you can have a house independent from energy sources and from water. If you are working in a circular system, it's possible. This is for the water treatment, and on the right side is for the energy, for getting the energy. And a new source of energy should have specific features. And this is a good list of Ahmed Kamas of the features which it should have. No possibility of monopolization, no consumption of oxygen, no thermal environment impact, no radiation hazard, and so on. There's a lot of features it should have, let's say, to be sexy, to be interesting, to be useful for human. Yeah, low noise, user-friendly, blah, blah, blah. And all this we will have in the, I think, in the magnet generator. We will have this. The house looks now without, with a magnet generator, much more simple. You have one engine in the cellar, magnet generator, 5 kilowatts, and 80% of the energy is unused. It's not used. You can sell it to the neighbors. You can connect several houses to also to tap this generator, and you have no CO2, you have no maintenance, you have energy day and night, in the summer, in the winter. That's really a brilliant solution for cooking, for heating, and for electricity, for lamps and television. Okay, urban mobility, that's the last one. To get rid of the CO2 in the cities, urban mobility with electrobikes powered by solar, of course, is a good option. All this is possible only with the law for selling of renewable energies. If you have a, let's say, a free energy generator, you also want to sell the energy. And there, Germany, they make a very good law, the Renewable Energy Sources Act. Yeah, and I think this has to be renewed, that everybody can sell energy. And I think a win-win situation will be generated if everybody can make his own energy and also can sell the energy. Yeah? Saving energy and resources is crucial to protect our planet. But what else can we do? What else can we do? We are living on the planet Earth, and we are sitting all in the same boat. If we destroy our planet, if we threaten the environment, it will affect all of us. All of us. Yeah. The new technologies I presented in here are a big present to mankind. I think it's a good message. There is solutions. We have really good solutions, sustainable solutions. Are people ready for that? Are we too much locked in our egoism, in our national egoism, or is mankind converting to a global thinking, that we are really a world family, like let's say a human body, yeah, that everything is linked with each other, the earth as a human body. That's a good image. Yeah, I think the Belt and Road of China is a little bit this, let's say, idea or this vision. The world as a family, the world as a global community. And we will generate only win-win situations. Only win-win situations, for sure. Yeah. And unfortunately, some people they're living from selling weapons and living from conflicts. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. But if we think on the long term, we will have a benefit if we go to a wild community. So what we can do, we can just distribute this information or other of good information for a sustainable future as much as possible by internet, by talking, and so on. This video is open source. You can take it, you can make your own language, and you can distribute it again, make some advertisement in it, make some money with it, but at least to give the information to the people and to make your experience. Yeah? Also to try to realize some of the ideas which are mentioned in here. There are some groups, free energy societies, Keshe Foundation, and so on. They are working on that. They are uniting to make their own experience and share information. The key to success is cooperation. I think this is very urgent. And if we cooperate, there is enough business for all. There is really enough business for all. If you share our information, if we cooperate, we will succeed quite fast. And I have to say, do not believe all the propaganda about new energy solutions, yeah, because there are people who make money with energy, and for sure they don't like competition, and they have good money to pay to make negative propaganda. I think that, yeah. And presenting these ideas to relevant people, to groups, to companies, institutions, and governments, that there are good solutions, sustainable solutions, and they can save a lot of money, and it's decentralized solution. That means it generates a lot of work. It generates a lot of work. Yeah. We people have the power of choose. If we communicate the power of choose, we will have a change, and then we can speed up disruptive processes. Yeah. If we plant a new, better plant, then the old one will disappear. Maybe. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. It took a while, but it's many topics. You find a lot of material in here to go more in detail. Also, I put links to my documents with many links, and I recommend this film Thrive in here. It's excellent. It's a brilliant film. If you want, you can start from 34 minutes on. The beginning is a little bit strange, but it's really brilliant about technologies, sustainable technologies, about politics, about how the world is going. It's a lot of choose. So thank you very much, and write your comments on these technologies, but please constructive comments, and do it by yourself. There's a lot of things which can be done by everybody. Bye bye.